Hey folks, welcome to another video. It is a TEW2020 classic. It is AEW Blood and Guts 7 in April 2027. Yes, we're that far in. Crazy. No pressure to try and keep up with last year's show. Last year was a 100 rated show because we went for a main event of Walter versus Will Ospreay. This is a little bit of a weird one. I do have the two Blood and Guts matches, both for the men and the females, but the main event is going to be a 30-minute Iron Woman match for the TBS Championship between Mayu Iwatani and Deonnna Purrazzo. So they are going to take the main event shot. They're going to get close to 100, hopefully, after a very impressive triple threat at Revolution. So we'll see how they do one-on-one, but yeah, overall everything makes sense. A lot of stuff here actually books into Double or Nothing as well. So I think, without further ado, let's crack on with AEW Blood and Guts 2027. So we've managed to cram 91,000, nearly 92,000 into Daly's place, and we start the show with basically a brawl between Randy Orton and Will Ospreay. Randy's tried to take Will Ospreay out of the Blood and Guts match, but Ospreay's got the upper hand here, and he's completely beaten up Randy Orton, who's had to be carried away by medical personnel. 83 for the segment. The reality is, Randy Orton's injuries that he's sustained, his body condition, means that he doesn't want to take part in the Blood and Guts match, so I had to quickly swap it from a 5v5 to a 4v4, where it's just a wee way of writing Randy Orton out of that 4 versus 4 matchup. We start off the show next with Swerve in the ring, and he says it's time for his opening challenge that he mentioned on the last episode of Rampage. Who's going to step forward and try and take that TNT belt away from him? That is an 82. The challenger was Hook, who decided to come out, and it was a great wrestling match with good heat, and it saw Hook defeat Swerve in 12:09 by count out after Swerve just went, nope, don't want anything to do with this, I'm out of here. So Swerve retains the belt despite Hook picking up the victory. 81 for your segment here, a 71 for Hook, and an 85 for Swerve Strickland. More on that feud to carry on. A little backstage segment, this time it's Ruby Soho on Priscilla Kelly. Obviously Priscilla defeating Ruby at her last event to win the Shine Championship. But Ruby says it's just frustrating that, as I say, she had a good moment, she won the belt, and then Priscilla just got jealous, so it's time for her to, flip the switch basically, to get her revenge on Priscilla Kelly and take back the Shine Championship. 65. They had a good matchup. It was Priscilla who defended the championship again here. She wins in 11:57 with a Tilt-A-Whirl Dragon Sleeper that makes Ruby Soho tap out, giving Priscilla Kelly her first defence of the Shine Championship. Big difference here in terms of in-ring performance, a 63 against an 84, and Ruby's getting a little bit stale, so that's something I'll correct before next week's TV taping. So Ruby Soho. Although Priscilla Kelly has debuted in a spot that got a great heel heat, her psychology will be helped, being able to use it as a go-to spot in the future. Thanks, Chris. Next up, we had a title change. This feud's been going a little bit on the Carnage brand. Ronda has a good run as Queen of AEW Champion, but the protege of Kana, Konami, has been picking up victories, and it was a good wrestling match with decent reaction from the crowd as Konami defeated Ronda in 13:21 by pinfall, meaning a new Queen of AEW, and that is Konami. A 72 here. We had to make this one protect Ronda a little bit. She's a bit unhappy to not pick up the win, but I felt like Ronda's done so much in a short space of time where she doesn't really need it, the Queen of AEW Championship, so I thought, you know what, we'll drop it to Konami. Konami can have a stellar run going forward, and Ronda can venture off to either Dynamite or Carnage, but a 72 nonetheless. And after it, she goes over the top. She's a heel, remember, so she's just hugging everybody. She's going over the top. She's ecstatic, and it's a 67 rated segment. Moved along to another match from Carnage, and it was for the Evolve Championship title. We've had a little bit of a feud here between the likes of the champion Parker Boudreaux, the former champion Brody King, and of course we've had Lee Moriarty and Drew Galloway get involved. So we decided, let's put them all together in a fatal 4-way matchup, and it had good heat. It had decent wrestling. And Parker defeated Drew, Brody and Lee in 14:01 when he submitted Drew Galloway, giving him his first defence of the AEW Evolve Championship. Drew was off his game, Brody carried the match. Interestingly, despite being the most over, at 80 over across the board, Parker had the weakest performance here with a 64. But it seems like the team of him and Bronson Steiner has really pushed both guys over this, and there's a reason he's staying on Carnage for the time being, but a good one here over some very capable athletes. We then had an absolutely outstanding matchup that's just surpassed any expectations that I thought it would have. It was about to have superb wrestling and great heat. We had El Generico and Tyler Black together. Tyler basically tried to get middling between El Generico and Kevin Steen in their friendship. He says he wants that All-Atlantic Championship. But here it was Generico who picked up the win with a brainbuster in 17:38, giving him his third defence of the All-Atlantic Championship. And 81 played a 92. This wasn't even still a show, this was regular. And they've delivered a 96. Fair play, guys. Fair play. Excellent stuff. Next matchup, 86, and this one was just basically the whole kind of feud between Jay White, Adam Cole. Obviously, Jay's had issues with Hangman as well. The Young Bucks are involved. Prince Devitt has a history with quite a few of these guys as well, so it made the perfect trios matchup here for the event. And a superb matchup saw Hangman, Adam Cole and Prince Devitt defeat Jay White and the Young Bucks in 14:26 when Hangman pinned Nick Jackson with the Buckshot Lariat. 86 overall, Devitt the weak link because his age. He's probably, truthfully, going to get phased out. His stats have just hit that kind of way where Danielson's are going, and it's like these guys kind of need to move to more not on events and kind of just more road agent roles. But 86 is still good. I did make it steal the show because the Bucks were involved. We've got Nick Jackson, who is getting very sale, so I'll need to take a look at that as well. A little backstage video here. This is the Veronica, or protege. Basically, she's had a few confrontations with Demi Bennett, but they're both on the same page for this massive women's War Games match, or Blood and Guts match. And Britt Baker comes in and says, "Don't let what's ever going between you get in the way. I'm in here to beat up Anna Jay, and I'm in here to win. So don't forget that." 78. Simple. Match itself saw Anna Jay, Takuma Iroha, Mayu Iwatani, Elena Black and Becky Quinn take on Veronica, Britt Baker, Daria Berenato, Mercedes and Roxy. I've already noticed one mistake there, which is my bad, but I'll try and cover it. A good matchup here. Veronica, Britt Baker, Daria, Mercedes and Roxy defeat Anna Jay, Takuma Iroha, Mayu Iwatani, Elena Black and Becky Quinn in a 5v5 match in 21:19 when Veronica defeated Mayu with the locked Wraith Slice. So another big victory here where she get carried. So I think the plan was I put Britt in at the last minute. It was obviously meant to be Demi and Daria. But I suppose I can cover it and say that Demi didn't want to take part as she was champion. That can lead up to a little argument beforehand, and Daria covers her, because obviously the two are loosely aligned. Since Daria came back from Impact, and we can kind of use her as a thorn in between Veronica and Demi. So we'll go with that going forward. There's some good performances in there. Roxy, it's kind of a match up there for her to learn and hopefully get some skill growth, basically. She's in there with some great workers. And you can see there Mercedes by far the best performance with 91. So she's in very, very capable hands. But yeah, some good performances across the board. Wee mistake by myself, but I think I've been covered by an 82. I think we realised the matchup that's going to happen at Double or Nothing. It's a bit obvious now. We're going Veronica, Demi Bennett at Double or Nothing. We have a little backstage package before the men's version, which sees Cody Rhodes, Richard Holiday and Wardlow alongside MJF. Cody basically says, obviously it's disappointing we've lost Randy, but it's going to be 4v4, and I've got a plan. Don't worry about it. Richard Holiday, Wardlow look ready to go. MJF is nervous, and that is a 76 rated segment. And the match does deliver, so I'm quite happy with that. With an exceptional matchup here, Cody Rhodes, Richard Holiday and MJF, alongside Wardlow, defeated the team of Will Ospreay, Himuro Takahashi, Konosuke Takeshita and Eddie Kingston in a 4-on-4 War Games match in 21:35 when Cody Rhodes pinned Eddie Kingston with a Crossroads following interference from All Ego, Ethan Page. So in 86 here, the backstory is obviously Takeshita has a championship match against Cody. Obviously Cody got injured before our last event, so it never took place. Well, Ospreay has won. So basically, we're going to go towards Cody versus Takeshita versus Ospreay. MJF's had a lot of issues with Takahashi on Rampage, so we're going to go towards that at Double or Nothing. But of course, then you add in the factor now that it's an extra member of the stable. Alongside Cody, Randy, Richard, Holiday and Wardlow, we now add All Ego, Ethan Page. Some good performances in there. Takeshita 96, Takahashi 94, Ospreay 94, MJF went 82. Cody's are starting to go. Have we managed to get the title run in just at the right time before he properly declines? And after the matchup, handshake, All Ego, Ethan Page, American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, just confirms the alliance. 83. We then hit to our Cheap 100 segment, but I'll tell you what it builds to. We obviously have Andrade and Rush, former tag team champions, LFI, out basically saying it's a travesty they're not on the card. But they said they're the Great Run as tag team champions, but they want to go higher. One of them wants to become the world champion. There's no one that's on their level, basically. Out steps Walter. He keeps him his distance because it's 2v1, but he says, you guys know I haven't been cleared yet. His injury's 1 day away, so if this was on the Sunday, could have won a match, but he says, I'll be cleared pretty soon. But if you want to really prove how good you are, why don't we make it Double or Nothing? Andrade versus Rush versus the Ring General Walter. We'll see who the best wrestler in this company is. I might add more to it, as in I might fire in possibly Sammy Guevara, who knows, but the plan is at the moment these three in a triple threat match at Double or Nothing, the 100 rating. Now it's time for your main event. We first get the promo from Deonnna, just basically saying people have always doubted her, but she's shown how good she's been, and if ever was a bigger indication than that triple threat matchup they had. But it's 1v1, it's just her against her opponent. She's got no excuses. If she loses, it's her fault. So 83. I don't think they'll deliver as well as a triple threat, but we can hope. Nowhere near. It's gotten. What about they had superb wrestling and great heat, and Deonnna Purrazzo defeated Mayu Iwatani in a 30-minute Iron Woman match by 2-1. She makes the 9th defence of the TBS Championship. Only scores an 80, despite Mayu a 95 and Deonnna with an 86. That's a shame. We get kind of bumped with the RNG there. Commentary could have been better, the announcing anyway. A few negatives. It was just the inconsistency and the poor announcing, but I wanted to take that risk. I was hoping the two performances would carry it, but it's not been the case. But still, quite cool to have an all-women's main event. Overall, we scored a 90, of course, the boosts help, and of course, 100 rated segment. It's another show where I feel like you wonder if it was a stronger main event. You know, would we have got 100? Because I still need to try to get 50. This is still my aim. I am obsessed with getting 50 matches at 100 rating and 50 pay-per-views. God knows how I'm going to do it. Because, like, we've had how many years of the game out now? 3? And I have one match in, like, maybe 10 shows. But you'll see a real indicator where people are getting pushed, how we're going to go and how we're going to tackle that. And I think we should start hitting quite a few 100s soon with the plan I've got. So, I'm going to end the video there, but I will just confirm you are going to see it Double or Nothing. Andrade versus Rush versus Walter. You're going to see Will Ospreay versus Konosuke Takeshita versus Cody for the World Championship. You're going to see MJF versus Hikaru Takahashi. You're going to see Veronica versus Demi Bennett. And I think that's all I've got planned in my head at this moment in time. But cheers for watching, much appreciated. Check out the Fancy Speaker subreddit, Great Software forums. And until next time, this is Maxwell, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye bye.